Hey, thanks for hitting play today. I just realized we're over 6 months into this daily podcast experiment. This is episode 184. We are in the home straight now, less than 6 months to go. I feel pretty proud that it's still going, that I've managed to do it. But I also wanted to zoom out and maybe just share what that has been like and I guess where this podcast has evolved to. So if you're new to the show, listening, welcome. If you've been tuning in daily, thank you so much. That's incredible. Or weekly, or even just whenever the title hooks you. I really appreciate it. Every sort of click and listen. Thank you so much for that. I also really appreciate reach out. So if you've heard something that resonates, I get feedback all the time via text, Instagram, LinkedIn, emails. And voice notes as well. So thank you so much for making this more of a conversation, because podcasting can be pretty lonely when it's just a monologue and you're doing it to a microphone every single day. So yeah, episode 184. And I guess this little voice note show has evolved into something, it's really evolved into a daily habit. So when I made this public declaration for this show, it was back in December. I was at a speaker event hosted by Keith Abraham and Amanda Stevens. And Keith asked, what are you going to do dramatically different next year to get dramatically different results? And the idea of just doing a daily podcast just popped into my head. And before I could really think about it, I just blurted out that that's what I wanted to do. And there were 20 other speakers in the room. So basically it was on the record. And of course I could have said no, I'm not going to do it. But as I thought more about it, I thought, why not give this a go? It's just a year, right? It's only 1 year. A year isn't very long, to be honest. And I know that I've got ideas sharing, but I also know that when I do, I just write them into my notes on my Apple phone. And a lot of the time I forget about them. They disappear. The magic cools down, and so I move on. And I really rarely resurface these ideas. So the value of the show immediately has been the ability to catch a phrase or a word or concept, find out more about it, and then share it with you on this podcast. Even yesterday, the phrase rate busters. I feel like if I didn't do an episode about it, I wrote it down in my notes, but I would have forgotten about it. Yeah, the value has been just the ability to capture in real time and share with you as well. I guess for me, it's been a bit of a creativity spark plug. So it forces me to listen a bit more intently or pay attention, or even just ask myself a question like, what's top of mind for me right now? And it's funny, like in the morning I could have an idea, then later on in the afternoon I kind of switch it based on, again, what is most resonant. I like the fact that this episode is kind of like a personal voice note to you. It's not overproduced. It's not perfect. You'll hear the ums and the ahs. You'll hear the filler words and everything like that. I feel like it's a bit of a field guide as well, maybe for hopefully showing up a bit sharper. That's myself included, helping you grow your business, attract more attention. A lot of the Weekend Rewind episodes are based on workshop facilitation, but that's really around, at the end of the day, how to get engagement and contribution from people. There's a lot of interesting episodes, just people that are doing interesting and cool things. So hopefully that's been of value. And I know the Weekend Rewinds, I thought, well, the reason I did those is because I love the interview format. But also I have so many brilliant episodes in the past that were under the facilitation podcast, but actually think could relate to a broader audience. And they are hitting, because I see a lot of downloads for those weekend ones. I think it's also a real-time feedback loop. Like I said, I just riff on things I'm learning, launching, or reflecting on as they happen. And that's quite a nice artifact. It's like a public diary of the year too. So it's kind of making every single day count, which I find it's pretty special. In terms of the key themes, what I did was I got Manus to look at my podcast.leannehughes.com website, extract all the episodes, the titles, and the descriptions. And I got it to share with me, hey, what are the core themes that keep showing up again in this podcast? So it gave me 6 things. One was action over analysis. I'll help you shortcut hesitation and move without perfect clarity. 2 was energy and creativity. We explore how to generate your own momentum, avoid burnout, and stay lit up. I like that. 3, visibility and reputation, not the fluffy, just post more kind, but the strategic internal kind that leads to better rooms, roles, and revenue. Ooh, I like that. Better rooms, roles, and revenue. 4, live delivery and facilitation. Whether you're leading a room, a Zoom, or a boardroom, I'll give you tangible tips to hold attention and spark action. 5, marketing, productising, and idea shipping. You'll get ideas on turning what you know into something people want to book or believe in. Okay, this alliteration is off the charts. I love it. 6, what I call the uniqueness of business. The stories in the margins, the post-event voice notes, failed pitches, weird wins, and how they all shape our work. So now, after 6 months, I can actually tell you what this show is all about, the evolution of it. So in terms of the value of the show, I think, there's ROI, which is return on investment, but also I might call it return on implementation. I guess by listening to this, you get examples, templates, hooks, titles, and phrases that you can use in your work. You run better meetings and stand out without trying to be someone else. And hopefully you'll be faster to ship your ideas, whether it's a talk, a podcast, a pitch, or a newsletter. And I do get messages saying, oh, that riff really helped me or gave me a new insight on XYZ. And I love that. So it's really about, I guess, taking micro actions that help move the needle for you. I guess probably the key thing here is maybe you'll remember that business life and leadership can actually be fun, and it can be light, and it can be shallow and still be effective as well. So what can you expect moving forward? Same thing. I'll keep the episodes short, sharp, and value-packed. I'll tell the truth, even when I'm in the messy middle, and I'll just keep sharing what I am finding exciting in the world as well. So really, this episode is to say thank you for being here, for listening. If you've got any thoughts on where you want me to take the show for the second half of the year, you know where I am. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.